Hi everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm on my own today, no Trev unfortunately because it's so cold out here. So it's just myself. So we're going to talk about a great exercise I'm going to give you about width, and especially the width in the backswing and what that can give you and what it can generate. So I'm just going to set the front camera up and we'll get going. Okay everyone, so width, and especially width at the top of the backswing, is so important because where we put our arms and club at the top of our backswing has a massive influence about where it's going to go in the transition and the downswing into the ball. And as I've talked about in previous videos, this transition is very hard to change. You can change it, and especially drilling, but when we stand on the first tee, you want to give this the best chance to drop into the position where it's going to do the work for you. Because if you're standing on a range on your own and you're not videoing, let's face it, 9 times out of 10 we don't video, we're not sure if we're doing it right. This exercise is going to give you, or this feedback exercise is going to give you that feedback to say, oh yes, I'm doing it correctly. So like I say, width at the top of the backswing is so important, because what you want to do, you want to put this club and arms in a position where you can kind of half let go a little bit. So this is a great one for you to take onto the golf course. Not so much with this exercise feedback, but the feedback and the feelings it's going to give you. So take a head cover. Now, I think I've said in previous videos, I don't like elbows tight to your chest on the backswing and on the through swing so much. But what you want to do, you want to put I've got a little kind of rescue head cover here. You can do it with a putter head cover, not too big, you don't want it too cumbersome in the way. So what you want to do, you want to put it under your armpit, closer to your armpit than it is your elbow. And what you're looking for here, well, I'll tell you the pitfall. The pitfall is, you might have heard, right, keep some connection. So connection meaning I've got my arms closer to my body than I should have. So I've got, oh yes, I'm keeping connection. Isn't that great? Well, it might be great for a little chip shot, because you don't want your arms flailing around too much here. You want them kind of going along with your body. But a long swing, I believe that you should have width, which means your arm should be, I'd say disconnected is wrong. They should have some gap and some space at the top of the backswing. So if you've put this head cover under your left elbow, if you're left armpit, if you're right-handed, obviously reverse it if you're left-handed. I want you to take your backswing, and from about halfway back, you want this head cover to start falling out. So what that's going to give you at the top of the backswing is room. So you can see there, my right elbow is away from me, and obviously my left as well, because that head cover dropping has told me that. Right, I'm going to keep it in for the first kind of takeaway position, and then from here I'm going to stretch my arms away so the head cover drops. Okay, so that's giving me great feedback to then know that my arms are separating and giving me some width at the top of the backswing. If I've got this head cover stuck under my armpits, let's just bring it halfway down. If I've got this club going in and my hand's too close to me, that's wrong. And because it's wrong, it's because my elbows are too close, especially my right. But anyway, my arms are too tight into my body. From the top of the backswing position, they've got nowhere to go because my body's in the way. It's behind me, my arms, what's called deep. But even so, they've got no room. From the front camera, they have no room. My elbow's got nowhere to go. It can't create any energy, it can't create any speed. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to, it will probably get thrown out under speed. And there's your casting over the top. Right, so we can go and hit some balls like that. So try not to hit the head cover on the way back, on the way down. Okay, so head cover fell out, beautiful. One thing you mustn't do is go with it with your head. So you don't want any swaying at the top of the backswing. So you're feeling the stretch and you're feeling your arms and hands going away from you. So getting your hands away from your chest, your middle of your chest here. But you don't want to go with it with your head. So you want to stay pretty central as far as you can. Now to help with that, there's a second trapdoor coming up, but I'm going to hit this one. So you watch my head when I do this. I'll slow-mo this swing. I'm stretching away. I'm keeping it in till about here, and then it's going to start dropping out, hopefully. Let's just say it's not really about result at the moment, because any exercise that you're doing, it's not about result. You can see there, or you might have heard, I thin that pretty badly, so I can feel it definitely in my hands, like I've got my gloves on. So I move this out of the way. So if you're really kind of exaggerated inside person and over the top, have the head cover a little bit closer to your elbow, so it's going to drop out easier. Don't make it too hard on yourself, because obviously the further you have it right up into your armpit, it's really hard for it to drop away because it's stuck under there. Okay, so halfway down. Okay, one more, and I'm going to tell you another trapdoor. So keep this head nice and still, keep it in there till about here, and then stretch away. Let's hit a bit better, because remember, you're just here practicing, because what you want to do, you want to be able to take this onto the golf course without too much thought. Movement and motion will give you a feeling. If you can't feel it straight away, that's fine, but if after a bit of repetition, you'll be able to. Second trapdoor, so we've got our head, so keeping our head nice and still. Now to help with that, we want to be able to twist our body and twist our trunk here. It's called coiling. It's not really turning, you want to coil. So what I would say is coil, don't turn, because if you turn your shoulders, my arms are in the wrong place. You can see I'm not really I'll show you the difference between the two, show you a little exercise that I was given years and years ago. So that's turning. So I'm not generating any power here, and you can see my arms are in the wrong place here. And you can see if I just turn my shoulders too much, you can see my head gets pulled off the ball there. So coiling comes from more of your trunk, so I'd say kind of your torso area. So coil, don't turn. So sorry if it's a broken record. If you've got an arrow sticking out your belly button or belt buckle, on the backswing you want this belt buckle or belly button arrow to be pointing kind of 45 degrees away from where you were. You don't want it kind of being a bit stuck, and don't over twist it, remember, because if you over twist it, you'll feel your right leg straightening or your back leg and weight going outside your right foot. So just a subtle twist. Now this subtle twist is going to give you the room for your arms to extend out, and if you twist, it gives those arms some room. I didn't try and push it out there, it just came out. And what that does, that gives you a nice bit of room for your arms to fall in the slot, and helps your downswing too. If you get the domino in the right place, the first domino, hopefully it's going to help the others. It's not automatic, but majority of it is, and especially top of the backswing position. So one of these is one of the biggest fundamentals ever in terms of room and width. So we're twisting our belly button, we're not turning our shoulders only. So twisting our belly button and then stretch. So remember, it's not about result, it's about making sure you're having that feeling. So I would say, everyone, if anyone's got any questions, I would say one of the most common ones is it with every club? And I would say yes. But I would say if you're just only swinging the club to about here and your hands to about here, I'd say my kind of pressure is still there. You don't want it kind of separating too quickly for a short shot, because remember, a little short pitch, say 50 yards, something like that, there is some continuity between your arms and body turn as well. So yes, it is with every club. But make sure you don't want this head cover. If anyone does it and this head cover's falling out too quickly, then there's too much rotation. You can see what's happening there. If I stick this under there again and I rotate out, you can see there from probably the behind view, my arms way too far out. So you want to be keeping this first position, this first movement away, a little bit more one piece. If I've got that logo here, it's still now looking where it kind of was at the start. There's no change of that at all. So that's a feedback for that backswing as well. So you can stand there and say, right, I'm going to do, 10 of those, 100 of those, bang, hold, feel it, then drop down. You don't need to do a downswing. Keep it one piece. Stretch away. I can feel my belly button turning because my waist has. I can feel a bit of pressure into my right leg there, into my right backside, and then my arms away. I can check at the top of my backswing. So let's have one final check before we go. Twist. Check my right arm. There's some nice bit of room there for it to fall out in front of me without thinking about it. One final feedback little feeling I said I was going to do. was given me by David Ledbetter years and years ago in Florida, and he said, what does coil feel like? And I went, I don't know, because I was a bit green behind the ears then. He said, take your stance without a club and put your hands inside your thighs, and all you're doing there is just then pulling up and down. So if you do that, so what I'm doing there, I'm kind of pulling my right hand up and left down, and you can feel that in your abs. Okay, right everyone, so this little head cover can do so much. It can help the takeaway, the first move of that takeaway can help your position at the top of the backswing. And I always say feedback and positive feedback when you're practicing gives you a lot of confidence, because you're at the range and you're hitting golf balls, and there's a time just to let it all go and just hit a ball and just let it all flow. But I would say break your practice up a little bit, make sure it's a little bit more kind of structural. So especially the first third, say, just work on a few little kind of fundamentals and a few little feelings and a few drills. And I love feedback exercises. It gives me confidence and gave me confidence when I did them, because you walk away from a practice session and we know we've improved and we're getting better, and there's a substance to it. So I'd love to hear your comments if you've ever done this before, or if you're not sure, or if you ever want to send me your swing for me to analyse, I'd love to do that. So from myself and Trev, who's indoors, because he hasn't been very well actually, unfortunately, bless him, we'll see you on the next video. Have a great golfing week everyone, bring some sunshine hopefully next time, and we'll see you then. Cheerio.